What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN today, OnyxCoin. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 29th day of October. Here we are, 10 hours, 34 minutes left in the day, sitting at exactly 0.00905. We've been here for the past 2 weeks now. It's crazy. I think it's been 2 weeks at least. Let's just see. From this day to where we are here, add a day because it doesn't include this day, right? That's like one day there. So it's been 2 weeks. As of today, this is the 14th day that we've been exactly at this level. Sad, depressing, boring, but also optimism because we can't stay here forever. There's no rule that says we can't. We could just move sideways forever, and that's fine. You know, OnyxCoin becomes a stable coin, and we can just stake and get the APR confidently. But no, typically, if we look back at OnyxCoin's existence as far as sideways movement goes, this does not normally live long, right? Here, this is a very long time moving sideways, but even in the midst of it, you had a little bit of volatility, right? So we haven't seen any volatility in a second. So I do think that there's some acquisition going on here, that there is some accumulation happening, and we should see the result of that over the coming days. I'm a bit surprised. Yesterday, I was expecting that we'd move higher, that there was a call, there were signs in the charts saying that we were going to move higher, and we did. It just did not persist. It did not last long. We're getting it again today, though, man. That's nice to see. What I don't like here, looking at the 1 hour time frame, we did emphasize this in yesterday's video, is that there is a gap down here. That's not good. Unfortunately, typically OnyxCoin does fill its 1 hour gaps. Typically, you don't leave those unfilled. Let's actually see if we can find an example of any that we have left unfilled. I'm going to go back here. I mean, any of these gaps, obviously, they've been filled, right? So we have to go all the way back. Maybe here. Let's look at this. Yeah, right here. This is good. Let's see. I guess there's a little gap right there. Hey, look, there's a little gap right there that never got filled. I guess, but it did get filled inevitably, didn't it? Right here, this gap didn't get filled either. You might not see a gap, but if you look here, right, there's a close and then there's an open. There's a little gap right there. Same thing. Where is it? I guess that's the only one. I guess that's the only one right there. What about way back? What about way back? Let's keep going. Keep on going. Let's just see. Do we have gaps over here? I don't see any. Oh, maybe right there. Hey, a little bit. A little bit, but you kind of filled it. I don't know if that counts. What about here? There we go. There's a gap. There we go. Validated. Okay, cool. So sometimes we have gaps. Sometimes, but very rarely. Okay. Sometimes we get gaps, but very rarely. So you're saying I got a chance is what I'm telling you right now, right? We got a chance that we don't come back down to fill that gap, but 2 wicks at the same level, pushing higher with less volume. Bitcoin might express some volatility today with the FOMC meeting. We actually could move down out of the meeting, and in which case XCN might come back down. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. When you're moving sideways like this in kind of boring times, we're at the top end of the range, maybe the best idea is we do come back down. Maybe it's just that simple, unfortunately. 1 hour time frame here, finding resistance at the RSI, the same areas that you've been finding resistance. Stochastics rejected the overbought zone. The MACD sucks right now. I mean, it's not that it sucks, it looks bad. I mean, it's just useless. It doesn't help because we're just moving sideways. It looks good right now, but it looks good right here too, and that was exactly when you topped off. I'm not amused, you know what I mean? It's nothing to really like lean on. 4 hour time frame here, probably just as terrible for the MACD because you're moving sideways, so I wouldn't rely on it. Though again, it looks good here. Unfortunately, the MACD looks good on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, but we've been moving sideways, so I wouldn't put too much weight on that. The RSI does have good structure. We are moving up, which is nice. Still relatively neutral, obviously, and we are at points that we found resistance before. Something to mention is that we are getting higher highs here, which is nice. That is the highest level in the RSI that we've seen on the 4 hour time frame. That could imply that we're moving higher. But again, I just have a funny little feeling that we're going to fill that gap down there at about 0.0088 first, and then we'll move up higher. Stochastic suggestive that we move higher. RSI, to be fair, is suggestive, and even the MACD is suggestive that we move higher. Again, though, how much do we trust these indicators? Because the indicators become less trustworthy when you're in a kind of sideways moving range like this. Like the more sideways, the more boring, the more like this, the less reliable. Let's actually look at the indicators from back here just as an example. Right, like here you looked bearish. You should have gotten oversold. You did bounce off the oversold zone, and that was a positive result that actually worked out well for you. Stochastics, you were looking bearish, but you didn't go anywhere. You didn't actually go anywhere. MACD here rejected the zero. You didn't actually go anywhere, and then you moved up. Right, all deceit, all lies, right there. All not helping us determine that this pump was going to come in. I don't know. Looking at the daily time frame, zooming out a little bit more, while we are kind of stuck in this pit of despair right now, I think as time goes on, we will remember this as a fond moment, a fond opportunity. Maybe we'll remember it like a bad dream, but a moment in time where you could have bought OnyxCoin for a couple of weeks at least below 1 cent every single day, which is pretty incredible. And it won't be long lived, and the breakout move that's coming out of this should be, I very much do expect, to the upside. So even if we move down to 0.0088, whatever, that's just the base of this range, we're still going to be range bound, and then we'll move back up. I do think a breakout is coming any day now. Looking for it yesterday, but it just did not happen, unfortunately. I'm not getting the same results in this video, but you never know, man. These crazy moves, they can just happen anytime, and we do have two major catalysts, right? The FOMC announcement today where they're cutting interest rates at the Fed, and then also President Trump and President Xi meeting on the 30th. Those could be impactful to such a degree that perhaps we do get a little miracle pump here over the coming days. I don't know. Something at 1.2 cent or higher, right? We're looking for a breakout. We're looking for something to break above about 1.4 cents. Whenever we get above there, that's when we know that that it's the real deal, that we're really going. You should hold on to your hats and just pay attention, because I think things will really start to take off from that point there, right? And from that point, let's see, from where we are here, it's about a 50% pump. OnyxCoin, whenever it finds its lows, whenever it does find a relative low and it moves up, it's more prone to like 30% pumps. That's like a pretty good norm. But hopefully we get a little extra, and we do get something that's on the lines like 50% or more in a very short amount of time that breaks us out of this range. Because when we do, we're going higher. We're absolutely going to see prices not just above these levels here, but above this level here and above this level here, playing off of this extension from a high to a low overall. Come on now. High to low overall. That'll take us up to, anything and everything between 8 cents and 32 cents. I do expect 26 to 32 cents to happen. That's probably going to be by the end of the year. If not sometime in January. 8 to 15.7 cents could be happening by the end of November. I mean, if not, it is possible that we are even higher by the end of November, but we'll see. It just depends. It depends on how this thing wants to move. And this thing can move fast. You've been beat up for a while. Again, looking at it like this, you might be thinking, man, that's kind of crazy. Where are you getting this from? We're getting it from back here. We're getting it from back here. We're getting it from right here, where throughout this whole consolidation range, you've really just been moving down. The predominant amount of time since January 26th has been moving down. You spent 3 days to move up, and you ate back over half this range. I would expect, with over a month in November of, alt season kicking off, Bitcoin moving up to new all-time highs, Ethereum moving up to new all-time highs, Solana moving up to new all-time highs, XRP at new all-time highs, alt season really kicking off. You got your top 5 coins, BNBs at new all-time highs. You got your top 5 coins all exploring new all-time highs. I would assume alt season would kick off, and in the midst of that, which we did not have at all throughout here at all, right? The last great kind of alt season move that we had, which it wasn't really even close to an alt season, it was like a fart in the wind, was during this November to January kind of time frame, right? And that's whenever OnyxCoin took advantage of that. The last time we saw any kind of alt season like behavior. Projecting that now, I would expect that we do see, again, similar movement. We probably do progress at a very, very, very nice rate. We've been held down. We've been beat up. All the sellers have gone. There's nothing but buyers left now, man. And whenever there's nothing but buyers left, typically you do move at a very fast pace. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Looking at this on the daily time frame with our indicators, the daily RSI, it's definitely suggestive that we found a low. We are at a point where whenever we hang out in this range, right, whenever we're range bound here, range bound here, range bound here, we do typically find resistance right around here. So again, if we do move lower, that's not a problem. It's not ideal, but it's not a problem. Stochastics look like they want to come up. And the MACD is probably worthless as well, just because we've been moving sideways. But It looks fine. I mean, it looks all right. You've got bullish divergence here. You know, that's nice in itself. I guess we do actually have, we do have some bullish divergence. No, no, we don't. Not on the histogram, just on the oscillators. All in all, we're just waiting, my friends. Waiting, waiting. Let's see if Onyx has any updates for us before we end this video here. Let's see. I'm going to check the Filipino basketball game that I have some money on. Well, there goes that. 100. Yep, definitely lost those bets. I bet the under, and they just hit over, man. They did not score at all in the first half, and they come out second half swinging. I don't get it. That's normally how it happens, though. Will the Federal Reserve announce the end of QT today? Oh, man, that would be awesome. Hold on. If they announce that they're going to end QT today, let's see. I'm going to say no. A lot of people say yes. I don't know. They've been suggestive of it. Maybe they'll announce that in December. I don't know. They're definitely getting close. They definitely could announce it today. But I don't think that they do, that they're gonna. I don't know. Even if they do, that should actually promote a lot of growth. You guys, if the Federal Reserve announces that quantitative tightening is coming to an end, that they're done with their tightening phase, that would be very bullish for the markets, actually. That'd actually be very, 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 very bullish. They're not offloading their balance sheet anymore. That would actually be very bullish. We'll see. Is October in the room with us? Yes, it is, Ivan. Yes, it is. Onyx, what am I doing? Sorry. It blinked at me. I clicked on it. I thought it was going here, but it blinked at me. Nothing. Nothing new. So, anyways, stake your coins. Get your rewards. If you have... I've been keeping track since I've been talking about this staking. I've been very, very, what's the word, adamant about people staking, right? And just as a result, when did I first start really talking about it in every video? I want to say it's been a couple weeks now. Let me think here. Let me think. Hold on. It has probably been about a couple of weeks. Somewhere in this range, probably at the very beginning of this range I talked about it. If you had 1 million tokens staked, just 1 million, from this point to here, to where we are now, you would have like 10,000 extra tokens. Or maybe even more than that. You'd have over 10,000 extra tokens, OnyxCoin tokens, if you were staked. Which 10,000 tokens at this price, it's not really like crazy. That's not great. But wouldn't that be $100? Basically, that'd be like $89. Is that right? And then if this does get to $1 in price, that's $10,000, right? Stake your coins, get your rewards. Everybody else is getting rewards from staking, and they're investing and they're holding OnyxCoin. If you're just holding it and you're holding it for the long term, like I am, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, you should stake your coins, get some rewards. Why not? Why not add a little cherry on top of that, right? You're only going to have more Onyx coins to sell as you move higher, and that APR is only going to go down day by day. Get it while it's good. It's still above 30%. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Not a whole lot to talk about here, right? Just kind of me rambling in the dark. We're below 1 cent. We're waiting on this thing to move up. Nothing really has changed over the past couple of weeks, so that's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take care of yourselves. Bye.